Right, go on, Joshy manual MX5. Do it like your car will ever actually do a drift in today. His engine is about to go. Oh! That's internal. How did you check this for oil? What? What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video, and it's going to be a very funny and interesting one. We've got a brand new car. We're doing an engine swap. We're making a lot of fun of Josh. All of that won't make sense now, but it will make sense by the time we get to the end of this video. Let's get into it. So I'm just heading into Wayne's shed. We're often in Wayne's shed and doing some interesting projects, but today the project is quite interesting. It's actually a follow-on from our last video because somebody decided to do a load of donuts in the snow, and then we heard a noise, and here we are. Hello, Josh.
Hello.
So during that time you tried to be really cool and do donuts in the snow. Talk us through what happened.
What I tried to do, it's fairly simple. I tried to do donuts in the snow, and a bad noise happened from the engine. And then when I came to the shed, I was like, oh, I might just need a bit of oil. 4.5 litres of oil it took, so I'm guessing...
The engine takes, what, 5 litres?
And I see the irony in this, because we have an oil sponsor, and we have a mountain.
Just going to go through a little fact check. Right. So we are sponsored by Mobil 1. We have a lot of Mobil 1 oil. Did you put any of that Mobil 1 oil in the car?
Well, I think I got this car 18 months ago, and that's when I last looked at it.
So what's the plan? Well, this is actually, you know what? I'm slagging him off here. It might seem mean. I wouldn't slag him off if he didn't have a solution. But he has a solution.
Bearing in mind, so the last video, obviously, you guys saw on Sunday. This is now...
20 minutes.
Half an hour after that video was
We started this video 20 minutes after the last video. So, Josh has got an NC drift car, as you know. And that car originally came with the 2-litre engine. This one is a 1.8.
What did I say, with, I think, 4,000 kilometers on it?
It's got 4,000 or 5,000 kilometers because it was just a school car in Mondello. It never did any mileage. And we were going to throw that engine out a couple of weeks ago.
And you know what? I get sentimental on things because why would you throw it like a 4,000 mile engine out?
But then I was like, nobody would need it.
But it still stayed under the shelf.
So we have an engine, we have an engine harness, and technically it's an upgrade because the 1.8 has less horsepower than the 2-litre. 40 horsepower more. So if anything, this is a great thing that happened.
And you know, it's one of those things where I was like, I almost want, because I never would have done the conversion without this. I always wanted this engine to go to give me a reason to do the conversion.
How many engine swaps have you done?
None.
How hard can it be?
I said to Wayne, how hard can it be? And he said, sure, it's just bolting off, bolting on. So I said, could I do it? And he says, yeah.
Wayne says a lot of things, and he always says, that's not too bad. As a trained mechanic who's done it many times, for people that, I struggle to change the floor mats in the car at times, so Wayne makes it look easy. But I appreciate the effort. You think, and you're going to do this today?
Who knows?
But we're going to watch anyway. Let's see how it goes. Josh, I wish you all the best of luck, because I am going to watch from a distance. I might give you a hand. But I got other things to talk about as well, because we've got some other cars in the yard that I want to get to, and a couple of reveals for 2023 as well. Alright, so I promised you guys on this video that I did buy another car, but a car for good reason. I'm here with my good friend, Droney.
How are we?
Droney's here for a reason, because I actually bought Droney's car, which was at the Bash last weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to drag this out, I'm just going to show you what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to our brand new drift car, 350Z. Okay, so why did we buy a 350Z? I'll get to that in a minute because it has a very important purpose. I didn't just buy it for the crack. But Droney, this has been a bit of a labour of love for you.
It has.
You've enjoyed this car for many a day.
2.5 years.
2.5 years. Bought it stock?
Standard road car.
Standard road car. So let's talk around the car and give everyone an idea. So this is like the perfect, I would say, Pro-Am spec drift car.
Absolutely.
So we have 350Z. Where did we start? Where did we finish? What was the first thing? Walk me around it and do a point.
A point.
Do a point.
The first thing was I think it was the body kit. Was the first thing I got for it.
So as you can see, guys, it has wide body front fenders, wide body rear fenders. It looks very mean. It's very kind of fat. I like that. And she's seen a bit of life. She's seen a bit of life. We'll go into the spec. What's underneath this wide body?
Underneath, there's a full FTF Mega Mantis angle kit in the front.
That's what I liked about it. So it's got a full angle kit on the front. So this is from FTF, which we run on all of our cars from Canada, and it's the Mega Mantis, which means it's got the big boy angle, which is
It's unreal.
It's fantastic,
unbelievable.
isn't it?
It makes the car so easy to drive. It drives itself.
So under the bonnet we have
Just a VQ. So other than that, I think it's just an intake. That's about it.
perfect,
Simple
and reliable, which is what we're looking for. So the reason I bought this car is not just because it's a wide-bodied 350Z with an angle kit. I bought it for what's on the inside, actually.
Yeah.
Which is a full competition cage. Now she needs a bit of paint. Needs a bit of paint.
It was always on the list.
It was on the list, but it never got done. But it has got a full competition legal cage in there. By the way, if you're wondering what the noise is, it's this little fella.
It's George.
How are you, George? What are you doing? Are you standing up? And he's some man. He's some man.
Co-pilot.
Hello, George. Hello. You can't. He's trying to eat the microphone on the top of the hat. They all do that.
I'll do that.
They call it a dead cat on these, and there's a reason for that because dogs try to eat it. Anyway, she's a lovely yoke.
It is a great car.
It's a lovely yoke.
It served me well.
Now, why did we buy a Nissan 350Z, Ronnie? Well, I'm going to tell you why. And the great thing is that the lads don't know this.
No.
Because I like being sneaky. I like being a little bit sneaky about things. I was thinking, we're going to competition next year. What would make me enjoy competition more than anything next year? And you know what I love? Bit of drama, bit of rows, bit of rivalry. So what we're going to do is obviously we're going to compete in the Irish Drift Championship as a team. But Josh is going to compete in his MX5, which we'll get to with the engine blowing up and while he's fixing another engine that's blown up. But we're going to put that car back together. It's going to be refreshed and redone, restyled, everything. But guess who's going to drive this? Adam O'Connor. Adam O'Connor is going to enter the Pro-Am Championship for IDC in this 350Z, and we're going to make it look awesome. However, there is some stipulations to that.
There is.
Here's what I'm suggesting. So Josh is going to do Pro-Am IDC. Adam's going to do Pro-Am IDC. Why don't we pit them against each other? So the simple fact of it is that they'll both compete across the whole series in Pro-Am. Whoever finishes higher in the points gets to drive at the big show, Jap Fest, at the end of the year, because I have wildcard entries from the event, and the other has to work the event and watch the other one and do the media for it.
Oh my god.
They'll be roused. They'll be roused, but it'll make for interesting watching, I think. So Adam and Josh both going to Pro-Am IDC, both under Drift Games, both with all of our sponsors on board. And the best thing is, Josh will be under some pressure because Adam hasn't competed before, but he's got a good little car now. So it's perfect for Pro-Am. In Ireland, tracks aren't super big. Weather and all that stuff usually is rainy and kind of stuff, so this car will be perfect for that. So Adam versus Josh in IDC Pro-Am, that's the bombshell. But we're going to be doing a livery, we're going to be getting it up to spec, we're going to be doing some steel it and some paint and stuff. It's going to be a little bit of a project over the winter to get this thing looking amazing. You've done a good job on it. We're going to just do those little things that you had on the list. The last few little bits. So our brand new 350Z, Josh versus Adam. Who knows what's going to happen? Look forward to that in 2023. Right, let's get this thing into the shed. Will Josh get the engine in the MX5 in 24 hours? I don't know, you don't know, I'm not sure if he knows right now, but I want to give you guys some updates on stuff that's happening at Drift Games. In the meantime, this Friday, 12 noon, is our last shipping day for all of our merch. We've got a lot of stock, some very cool stuff, some new stuff as well. You'll see it all here on some sort of a montage that Josh will put in, and it's very, very cool. We're really proud of it, and we are only shipping up until Friday. I'm about to leave right now to go to the LZ Invitational, which you guys can watch online. If you go to LZ's page, you can see all the information for that. It's going to be a last little adventure for the year. And also, we have got a very special feature-length 2-part documentary featuring everything that happened behind the scenes and in front of the cameras at Drift Games coming over the Christmas period. You guys are going to really enjoy it. We filmed everything for it. It's a lot of our opinions and behind the scenes stuff that you've never seen before. We'll keep you updated on social about that. But right now it's way too cold in this garage. It's like -2. I am going to go to Florida for a week where a lot more madness is going down, and hopefully Josh will be joining us later in the week, but he can get this MX5 running in this video. Alright guys, I stopped filming for a second there because I had to get all these cars in. So currently it's like -3 in the yard. So we're trying to get all the cars in out of all the conditions. So as you guys can see, Josh's car is now running and driving. Had a little issue with a spark plug. It's just what happens a lot here in the garage is we start the cars, we move them, we stop them. They get flooded very easily because you're not giving them a long enough drive. So this one is now working complete. He's put in his option drift seats in there. As you guys can see that. Nice red seats and a red Grip Royale steering wheel. So that's all good. Corvette's all good. Survived nicely with the new torque tube at the bash. My RX-7, which is on the new Strom wheels, which look absolutely serious. Oh, remember, those are on sale right now. They're flying out. So if you want to grab them just before Christmas, they will do next day delivery UK and Ireland for the Strom DSO5. So just if you want. Adam's car, he did a few more bits with it yesterday. So what I want to put in here is the S14, and I want to have a little bit of a closer look around it because in previous episode you guys will have seen that I bought an S14, candy red one, but I want to make a list. What I usually do when I buy a car is I make a list of everything that I want to buy for it or it needs to be replaced so that I can kind of order it all, have a pack of stuff together, so when we attack the car sort of over Christmas or whatever, we've got all the parts there and we're getting close to the last postage date. So I want to bring it in, have a look around it, see what it needs, and I'll go through that process with you guys, which we usually don't. You usually see it when we have all the parts landed, but I'm going to show you kind of the before that now. So it's cold, it's probably frozen over, it doesn't idle very well. It's kind of the same for all the cars, so I'm going to try and get it brought in and have a quick look around it.
I think it was a good swap for the 350 anyway.
Yeah. Look at the smile on me.
It's a nice over.
He likes that. He likes the V8. He likes the V8. So the car has a starter issue. That's why it's just. But when it's idles, it seems to be okay. But it's just getting it started is a problem. So what I'm gonna do now is do a little walk around the car. It's freezing cold. Do a little check over what I think it needs, or maybe help you guys can help me what I need. You tell me if anyone's got parts, whatever. These are always a great way of getting them for me, is showing them in the video. So I'm gonna do a little build breakdown because we didn't get much time when we bought the car. See what it's all about, see what it needs, see what I like, see what I don't like. All right guys, so here she is. We got a good look around it. So wheels. Am I going to keep the wheels or am I going to change the wheels? They don't look bad. I could put maybe like a 20mm spacer on the front and maybe a 20mm on the back. They're not quite flush, and leave it with a big tire, because in Irish roads we want to put the put this car low, as that's what you guys will all want, but it actually is pretty low here and it's not going to get over anything in Ireland if it goes any lower. So what I might do is put the Origin Labo underskirts. They do a full underskirt kit, so like the back, the sides and a front splitter. The reason I put them on it is actually, well, one, for aesthetic reasons, but two, that would be the first bit to hit the ground if it was hitting a speed bump or anything like that. And because everything else is molded in on this car, which I'm not a massive fan of, but it is what it is. It's all molded in, which is very cool, and there's no rivets, but if you hit one part, you're going to hit all the parts. So I kind of want to stop that from happening. So I'm thinking all the underskirts on there, at least if it breaks an underskirt, it's not the end of the world. They're cheap, like 100 quid or whatever, so it's a lot better than hitting the bumper. Underneath the engine, I've had a little think about this last night, and I saw your comments on the last video, and I'm thinking that could we do a link ECU, and we could do manifolds, and instead of turboing it, which would be very cool, and I'm still kind of thinking about it, we do an ITB setup. So V8 with ITBs and manifolds would sound unbelievable. Now I know you guys are all about engine swaps, and engine swaps are like, they're great and everything's fun with them, but they take so long. So you end up with like the car on axle stands with an engine swap for probably 6 months. So the car is just out of action sitting there. You run into loads of problems. It's really expensive. Just to give you guys who, it sounds like you play Forza more than you build real cars. If you're doing a 4-rotor or something in this, that's like 60,000 euro by the time you put parts and labor into it. So you're taking a car that's worth, say, what, 20 grand, putting 60 grand's worth of an engine in it, and you'll never drive it because it will never drive on the road properly after that. 4-rotors are great and all that, but they're show cars, they're demo cars. This is a road car. So putting the SR20 back in, I just feel like I have SR20 cars over here. We've got SR20, SR20, SR20. So we have a lot of SR20s. So we've loads of Silvias that are SR20, so it doesn't really matter. Orbis and 2Js, they're fine, but again, very expensive now. You're talking like probably 25,000 euro to put one of those in. And then like an ITB setup would be like, let's say 5,000-6,000 euro. Maybe put a link ECU on there, redo the loom, because the wiring is like, it's fine, but I think it's drawn power from the battery or something weird is going on here. The starter's gone on the engine, and unfortunately on these engines, the starter's in the V, so you have to take the whole head of the engine off. So Wayne not so happy with that. But I think maybe ITBs, link, manifold. Let me know what you think. Back of the car, I like the 326 spoiler. I like the bumper. I think we're going to do a diffuser under there. I like the shotgun exhaust. What do you think about the lights? I'm thinking we could go for the red and clear lights on the back, because these are nice, don't get me wrong, they look really good on it, but if I went full Hot Boy with it, maybe a little bit of color on the back. You guys let me know. Keep the kooky lights or change them for the clear and red lights on the back. Might do that. We were looking at the bonnet. Now, if I try and paint this the same color as the car, it might not match the car perfectly. So I'm thinking I either do a carbon bonnet and scrap this one, or do I paint this bonnet like a metallic silver with a load of flake in it to give it that old school kind of D1 look of having the bonnet a different color. So you guys let me know in the comments, should I do carbon bonnet? Should I do sparkly silver with flake in it? I think the sparkly silver with flake would look very good if the wheels were all chrome and not the black centers. I think that could carry that look. You let me know. Jimmy Oaks will give out if I don't put Ganadors on it, so I might put some Ganadors on it if I can find them. Inside, what do we got? Well, it's not bad. It needs a good scrub and a good clean. All of this needs to be kind of brought back to former glory. There's a few bits that are cut here and there, I would imagine from assembly of the car, so I might try and get some fresh door cards for it. So if anybody has a black S14 interior that they've taken out for a drift car or whatever, let me know. So let me know what you think. You guys can influence my decisions from here. That's kind of my thought process so far, and obviously we're going to do loads of little detail stuff and tidy it up. Just clean it up, give it a good wash down, make sure it's A1. Over the next couple of videos over Christmas, we're heading off to the LZ Invitational in Florida in 2 days. So when this video comes out, we're going to be over in America next, and then I'm going to order up the parts so when I come back from America, we can start working on this car. So that is all the cars parked away. We're heading off, as I said, next week to the LZ Invitational. So keeping them all in out of the cold and the miserable weather we're getting right now. The place is absolutely packed, and we still have Josh's green MX5 and my S15, which is in Darren's, not in here. So we might have to talk to Wayne about building another shed or expanding. We're still waiting on this compound news, and we really thought we'd be there by now. So yeah, we're kind of packing stuff in at the moment. So I'm gonna go in and check in with Josh. It's cold, I'm tired, and it's been a long week, so maybe we'll call it there for this part of the video, and we'll see how he's getting on. Did we take on a little bit more than we thought we could take on, Josh?
I'm at the point now where I've taken on a little bit more than I think I can take on.
Good joke, this, isn't it?
Oh, this is a very good joke.
This is a very good joke, yeah. You know why? Because it says Current Motors on the side of it. That's why it's a good joke. You said you'd be in and out today. I'm not sure.
Hey, it's not the end of today yet.
I like the ambition. I do like the ambition.
Wayne's judging to the sideline.
He's watching YouTube channels there now to see how you do.
Is there a YouTube
I'm trying
video?
to learn off
Yeah.
people like us, which is useless, obviously, because
Another Josh somewhere
Of the
else is like, this is no problem.
Funny enough, we took one of these engines out and Josh fitted it.
and I actually went back onto our video and had a look. But we did it completely different because we removed the whole front of the car.
I love that. So you went back to watch you taking the engine out of your drift car on our own channel about what, 2 years ago now? Well, nearly 2 years. So we're a wealth of information. And did we teach ourselves anything?
No.
We're going to leave you in the capable hands for the rest of this video with the man who... Capable is a strong word. We're going to leave you in the hands of the man that decided to do his first engine swap in a quicker time than Wayne Kern would do one. But you know what? I'm going to leave you here with him and see how this misery pans out. Because to be honest, I've had a long week. I ain't staying around for this. Josh, you have taken it all on your hands. You look dirty already. Look at the dirty face.
Look dirty already. I'm 4 hours at it.
He's 4 hours at it. He's got access stands in there. He's
I'm not too sure if I've got before I should have. Well, this is not going to get finished tonight, but if the engine's out and the other one's in, we should be ready to start another day.
Let's look at that.
Thank you. There's some oily hands just...
They are oily. Look at the oil.
See you in a bit.
So, I have now taken over the vlog. I think everything is loose. So now's the moment of truth. The car is on axle stands, well the subframe is on axle stands. So, I mean, I think I can just theoretically lift the lift and the engine will stay the same. That's just in theory, I have no idea if that's gonna happen. I'm gonna leave the camera down here. The most intense 10 minutes of my life. Am I out?
Yeah, people can go.
What I can see. Why are you taking a fucking engine out of the car?
Go on, now.
Wait, we're Are we up? Holy Well, I think the question there was, can a idiot remove an engine from a car? And Wayne, what is the verdict?
Look at the mess you made.
But the engine is out the car. I guess time to get the other engine. And there she is. I think the hard work has only just begun. Okay, not gonna lie, had a bit of a moment there. Wasn't good. The subframe was falling off the stand. The engine was weighed far too much one side because the hook's there, so it was leaning. I had to drag this concoction or whatever. Anyways, it's on the subframe, and now to do the gearbox. As a first time doing this, to anyone wondering, don't do it by yourself. Don't be stupid. Don't be like me. I was enthusiastic this morning and my enthusiasm has gone. I've had no food. I'm living off Coca-Cola. The battery's going low. I don't have a spare one. So the updates could be distanced apart, but the engine is getting in here by the end because Wayne said he needs the ramp tomorrow and I don't have another option. So, yeah, I guess it's got to be done. I've definitely bitten off more than I can chew. This is a one-person job, is a disaster. As well as disasters, I'm just gonna mention it now, seeing as you've probably seen from the footage. Yes, my ankles are showing, and my ass, and because I like to bring a spare pair of clothes when I work in a car. I don't have any Snickers. Didn't think I'd be on film today, and yes, they are my girlfriend's joggers that I accidentally brought. So one, she's gonna be annoyed because I've got them all oily, and two, I look like a tit. Okay, so the battery has gone on my good camera, so I've had to resort to my phone just to finish off the story. So if I had a time machine and I was gonna start this again, I don't know, I feel like I've achieved quite a bit, but realistically, I took on more than I should have by myself. But then again, I've done it, so have I taken on too much? Anyways, the engine is in. Actually, very in. Gearbox diff underneath is all mounted. The suspension is all on. Pretty much now is bolt stuff up until it's all done. Listen though, what a roller coaster of today it's been. From starting off doing some fun donuts in the car park in the snow to, well, this. Anyhows, you live and you learn, and when you throw yourself in the deep end, you learn more. So let's crack on with this. Not gonna make the same mistake again, filling up with nothing but the best. Motorsport Performance Mobil 1. Okay, not gonna lie, I think it is done. That was a long job. Okay, so, I mean, kind of have to try, even though there's the tiniest chance that it's actually gonna do it because there's a new ECU in it, and technically then the immobilizer on the key or something like that. I don't think that is going to work. It needs to be reprogrammed pretty much, but hey, why not try? So pretty much I think I need to get the dash reprogrammed or something like that. I don't know, something about that. But yeah, I mean, Wayne ain't gonna be impressed with me because I have made a whole lot of mess. So gonna clean this up and see what Wayne can do in the morning. Maybe we can bypass the immobilizer or something like that just to see if it will crank up and start. But I don't know, pretty proud of myself if I'm gonna be honest. Pretty tired. I'd say it's 3 o'clock right now. So yeah, get home, get Wayne in the morning. As you can imagine, it is a cold morning. So, yesterday, the car wouldn't start because I said of the immobilizer problem with the ECU, ignition, and also the clocks need to be all synced up to the right immobilizer thingy. Not that I really understand immobilizers. But I did a little bit of research last night, and apparently you can run it on the old ECU, even though it is a 1.8 ECU. It runs the 2-litre engine, just without the VVT, whatever VVT is. So theoretically, I can put the old ECU in and then we should be good to start it. So we have the old ECU that we're going to put in to the car. I guess we try and start it. Come on. So we have Wayne with a computer.
Not fair.
Wayne, I could have told you it wasn't starting.
There's no chords.
So we're not too sure what's going on. We think the injectors may not be starting. It could be the ECU or something like that. I'm not really too sure. But we have, are you certain? So we're gonna, this is actually frozen as well, so we're not gonna put it too close to the fire because it's very flammable. Alex can barely talk. Let's get that defrosted and fire that in and see if that makes a difference. Are you spraying your starter on? Oh! Does it need more battery?
Yeah.
Quite literally, live of running back and forth. But it's exciting. I think it's going to start.
It leads on the battery as well. It's not good.
Should we go? Ah. So we put it down to, it could be the injectors. So these are the old ones. They kind of look a bit dry there. We took the fuel rail off here and swapped it onto the new engine. Therefore, the new fuel rail. We know we're getting spark onto it. This is kind of the only thing I can think of that's left. So I guess it's now or never. Please, 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 please.
Josh Holdsworth, I must say,
You came down at the right time.
I'm impressed now, I must say.
Wayne! It did it! This is a moment.
I'm pretty speechless, to be honest.
Speechless. We diagnose. This is actually running. This is.
Careful! Oh, careful! Careful, Josh. Careful.
This is almost emotional at this point. Anything like that, the stuff's burning off. So I've got a new oil filter where I flush out the oil, put some coolant in, do all of the good stuff, but holy f***ing shit.
A few moments later.
Okay, a small while later, from a very positive engine starting, we realised that, well, I kind of knew this one was going in. There was a big chance that it wasn't going to happen, but then again I was lazy at the time because it was late. The clutch is wrong for the gearbox, so it's a different clutch for the 5-speed to the 6-speed. The engine had a 6-speed on it, so it starts, but it won't go into gear or just grind. So I guess now we're going to have to put the clutch in, which we have, which is fine. And it's actually an XED clutch. I didn't actually know that it was an XED clutch, so that's quite good. So I guess first time for everything, changing the clutch on the car, and then by the end of the day it's going to be driving. I wanted to go off and do donuts back in Mondello as a redemption for back doing the same thing again, but unfortunately I won't be able to do that. So as long as we can get it driving, I think that's a nice end to this video and a nice roundup. So I guess let's get into it. Again, at least we have the heater. We have the heater at least. Sight of it done. So yeah, off camera, it started, it moves, ran up temperature or fluids in the car. As you can see, it's idling absolutely fine. I think I've done it. Now Wayne said, don't go too far in it, but I have full faith in my mechanical skills and I think I'm going to drive it home. Yeah, very tired. Just want this over with now, so keep you updated on the way, I guess. We are driving. Bit terrifying that I have touched every single bolt on this car. It's moving, making some funny noises at some bits, but I keep you updated. But I don't know. It seems okay. Okay, it. We're in Mondello, so I mean we may as well. Doing rings in Mondello. Ah! I'm probably going to get an absolute bollocking for that, but it absolutely had to be done. I'm going to end this episode here because I don't think I can think of a better way to end it. So thank you very much for watching. And this is an episode from my point of view of just get stuck into things. Cars is just nuts and bolts and bolting off and bolting on. So that is my advice for anybody that wants to start doing car stuff. There's a lot more to this video earlier on. I can't even remember now. Dave started it, I've ended it, but thank you very much for watching. Dave's off to America tomorrow. I'm off to America in a few days. So the next few vlogs will be from America. So catch you guys there.